All right, now this next one sounds fascinating, and I'm sure it will be. At least to one person in the audience. No. How can you do this in front of your dad? Alexander Rivard grew up in San Antonio, studied American history at Texas State University, cut his culinary teeth in Boston, moved back to San Antonio in 2013, where he is the son of a prominent family in San Antonio. That was scribbled in. Alex is currently an instructor at Central Markets Cooking School, lives in Dignity Hill, gentrification, and other than playing Scrabble, he spends time in the Texas Hill Country, plays music, takes pictures of food, obsesses over the Spurs, has a lovable rescue puppy named Brisket. Please welcome Alex Rivard!
First of all, I'd like to thank the Academy. Thank you very much. Second of all, I wasn't going to bring a beer up here, but somebody's got to keep up with Beamer. Also, thank you to the McNay for hosting, and really happy to be part of PechaKucha. Thanks, Vicky and Michelle and everybody else. That's not a word is something I'm used to hearing from family members and friends when I lay down an unfamiliar word in Scrabble. They suspect that by not knowing the definition of a word, my understanding of the language is cheaper or lessened in some way. And I don't think this is true. I just process, understand, and appreciate language in a fundamentally different way. I'm talking about competitive tournament Scrabble. Seriously. You know the rules. Draw 7 tiles from a bag of 100 and try to score the highest scoring words that overlap, extend, or cross over other words. If your opponent challenges off a phony, lose a turn, use all 7 letters and get 50-point bonus. That's a bingo. Drama, strategy, controversy, pathos, the rich panorama of human emotion, as Bob Costas once put it. I saw Word Freak while walking through half-price books in South Austin in 2009. I devoured the book. Word Freak sparked my interest, and ultimately it's the reason why I explored the subculture and play the game. Word Freak tells the story of the author's journey from living room novice to expertdom. That's not an acceptable word. And for reasons I can't explain, I, along with hundreds of other people my age, empathized with the author and found their way to the game via his story. I can't recommend the book highly enough. Scrabble was invented by an unemployed Depression-era architect named Alfred Butts. He looked at the front page of the New York Times every day and counted the letter frequency to get an average of how likely a letter is to occur. He tinkered with other aspects of the game for years before finally getting it commercially produced, and he died in his 90s, his game an American icon. In the 70s, the Scrabble Player's Dictionary was published. It changed the game. No longer would differences in dictionaries be an issue in word adjudication. The best players made lists and studied the helpful, likely to occur words. Years later, a club director in Albuquerque figured out exactly which words were important, and he made the cheat sheet. So I found my way to Austin Scrabble Club for the first time, and I lost all 3 games, but it was fun. I decided I wanted to be good. If you want to be good, memorize the cheat sheet. Every 2 and 3 letter word plus every 2 through 4 letter JQXZ word, a few vowel dumps, that's words with 60% vowels or more, and a few good bingos. I started to build my word knowledge. After a few months of studying, I went to my first tournament. I thought I was ready, but I was not. I lost every game, 0 wins, 13 losses, including one especially painful loss by a single point. Barely averaging 300 points a game. It was brutal, but I was hooked. I needed to learn the words, but how do you get better? You have to learn the words and their anagrams. So I often sit in the morning looking at a page like this, drinking my coffee, frantically typing, trying to find every 4-letter word within the allotted time. I miss a few, and then I do it again. It normally takes me 6 run-throughs to get a word down. And since the internet became a thing, multiple computer-based study tools have flourished and advanced the level of play. And if I'm not working on those, I'm playing or studying bingos, a 50-point bonus for using all your letters. Laying down a bingo against somebody is one of the great joys of Scrabble. And it's with great pleasure that I remember searching my rack, seemingly endlessly, for a word and finding tsarinas, or towards the end of a game, laying down duodenum against a much better player than myself. Let's jump ahead. 2012, Old Greenwich, Connecticut. This tournament had everything. Friends, great weather, a nice hotel, the best Scrabble I've ever played. The eve of the final day of play, I lost my last 2 games and was in second by a game and a half. So naturally, I went with some of my friends to a tapas bar and drank 2 quarts of sangria. I woke up the next morning in a daze, and over my complimentary breakfast realized that to win my division, I would have to go undefeated for all 5 remaining rounds. And the current first place would have to lose 1 incidental game and then lose again the championship game to me. So that's why it felt great to sit down hungover and wallop my first opponent 539 to 357. The second game was my best of all time. I won 621 to 245. I had unfurled for 149 points over 2 triple word scores. I had some other cool words: Jupon, unpaired, buys. I won all 5 games that day, and ultimately my division of the tournament, averaging 473 points a game, my best day of all time. But Scrabble wouldn't be the same without some of its outliers. Take Nigel Richards here, hands down the best player in the game. In a game where you're drawing tiles out of a bag and luck is a factor, Nigel has done exceptionally well, winning 4 out of the last 5 national championships. He says he just likes playing the game, seeing what words he can find. Or take this guy, Sam Catamathi. He was more involved in this competitive Scrabble community than just about anybody. He personally manufactured most of the boards and clocks used at tournaments. He was on the North American Scrabble Players Association, our governing body. He was on their board. He was also on the United States Worlds team that competes at the world level at the international championship. And so 2 years ago, at the Nationals, Sam got caught cheating. His opponent at the time was tracking, that is, keeping track of how many tiles are left. When an extra tile appeared in the bag towards the end of the game, the director was called over and during a quick investigation, learned that Sam had taken both V's from the bag, reserving them for later use. Sam was ejected from the tournament, stripped of all his wins, and slapped with a multi-year suspension. Why would somebody so involved in the Scrabble community even attempt something so risky, so brazen? Was it about the money? It's not much. He stood to make a few $1,000s at most. I think he just wanted the glory. Either way, he will forever be shunned from the game. I got into Scrabble pretty obsessively in 2009 and played in over 30 tournaments between then and 2013. I played the Texas State Championship, the Nationals twice, including 2013 when Sam got caught. Many other memorable tournaments, but I guess you could say I've been on a little bit of a break. My time dominated by a job that's mostly at night, disposable income diminished, but it's never too late to get it all back. So I've been studying and will be in attendance at the 2015 National Scrabble Championship in Reno, Nevada. I don't think Sam will be there, but a bunch of my friends will be. And more than word knowledge, glory, or money, friendship and the tournament experience are what this game truly means to me. I swear it's changed my life. So please, read Word Freak, or at the very least, go home and play some wholesome Scrabble with your family, or play Bananagrams. But there's no way in a 6-minute, 40-second presentation to appropriately illustrate the beauty of this game, so by all means, ask questions and let's play. Tournament Scrabble is a force for good in the world. I'll see you in Reno.
I don't know where to begin exactly on this. How did you first hear about this, and how big a thing is this now?
I started playing on Facebook one day while listening to music, studying for a final, read this book, Word Freak, watched a documentary called Word Wars, which is intermittently on Netflix.
Word Whores?
Word Wars.
Wars.
Hearing what you want to hear there.
Okay.
Just went to my first tournament and just made a lot of really good friends.
And now, how often do they have these competitions? And do you play it online, or do you prefer to play it, face to face?
There's nothing like face to face. There's one really good online medium, but since Hasbro owns the game in North America, they kind of put the kibosh on that, and it's run from a server inside Romania, and that's the best way to play online.
And is there like a community here in San Antonio, like an underground Scrabble
There is a small
network?
Scrabble community. They meet at Lions Field on Thursdays. I got my Scrabble chops in Austin. They have a bigger club. They have a monthly tournament. There's only been one tournament, to my knowledge, in San Antonio the entire time.
What are you playing for in Reno? What could you win? Aside from a lot of chicks and whatever
I do this
else.
for the chicks. You're absolutely right.
Scrabble posse?
Honestly, I just want to win. There's no way to play this game and to make a living off of it. The purse is never that big, but it does feel good to wallop somebody.
And one last quick question. Do you beat your dad?
Maybe I do, Randy. Maybe I do.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Maybe he does.
Let's keep the questions right here.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay. And one other question: in your day job, or does this help you in your night job?
It helps me with things like I'll be cooking nopales, for example, and be like, oh, if I put an enya over the N, then I can spell Espanol, something like that.
Yeah, but you can't use that in. Can you use the tilde?
Those are actually both acceptable in North American Scrabble.
All right. Give it up for Alex Rivard. Thank you very much. Oh, give it a standing ovation for Alex Rivard. And I'm sorry, I forgot to ask the most. People have been sending up questions. What is your least favorite letter? V. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much.